Hey, I'm Elias. So, did you try it? After the last video, did you go home and tell yourself, okay, I'm going to try really hard to stop wanting that thing? How's that working out? It's like trying to fall asleep by screaming at your brain to shut up. All you did was create a new layer of tension. You fell into the meta trap, obsessing about not obsessing. Today, we stop the mental gymnastics. We aren't here to practice letting go like it's some soft spiritual yoga. We are here for a rebellion. I'm going to show you the master switch. It's a decision so dangerous to your old self that it's actually the only way to save your future. We are going to talk about the power of zero interest. In every game of poker, in every high-stakes negotiation, and in every deep human connection, there is a cold, hard rule. The person with the least interest in the outcome has the most power. Until now, you've been the person with the most interest. You've been the one holding your breath, waiting for the world to say yes. Today, we flip that. Today, we learn why not caring is the ultimate power move that makes the universe start chasing you. Let's talk about the coldest rule in human interaction. It's called the principle of least interest. It states that in any relationship, business, romance, or even your relationship with the universe, the person who is the least interested in continuing the interaction has the most power. Think about it. Why does the bad boy or the ice queen always seem to have a line of people waiting for them? It's not because they're better than you. It's because they have an exit. They are willing to walk away. And that willingness to walk away is the highest form of high-value signal. When you're desperate for a yes from a client, from a date, from a job, you are essentially playing a game of chicken with your eyes closed. You've handed over your bottom line. You've told the world, I have no other options. I need this to survive. And the world? It smells the sweat. It senses the scarcity frequency. And instinctively, the world wants to pay you less, respect you less, and keep you waiting longer. But look at the person who doesn't need the deal. They sit at the table with a relaxed spine. They aren't lean forward aggressive. They are lean back indifferent. Because they have a best alternative. Their joy isn't tied to your yes. This is what I call the sovereign heart. When you decide that your happiness is not up for negotiation, you stop being a beggar and start being a prize. To flip the switch, you have to find your exit. You have to mentally be okay with the no. The moment you truly, and I mean truly, realize that you will be just fine if this doesn't work out, that's the moment the universe finally starts to pay attention. Let's talk about the spiritual physics of your failure. There is a concept in quantum reality called excess potential. Think of the universe as a minimalist landlord. It loves balance. It hates a mess. When you decide that something, a person, a job, a goal, is so important that you can't live without it, you are creating a massive pile of energetic pressure. You've built a mountain of importance in a flat field. And nature? Nature has a hitman for that. It's called balanced forces. The universe doesn't care about your dreams. It only cares about equilibrium. If you create a high-pressure zone of, I need this, the universe will rush in to flatten that mountain. And what's the fastest way to flatten the importance you've built? To make sure you don't get it. If you put someone on a pedestal, the universe will make them kick you in the teeth just to show you they're only human. If you treat a business deal like it's your only hope, the universe will let it collapse just to prove you can survive without it. This is why the person who doesn't even care gets the promotion. They didn't create a mountain. They stayed on level ground. To get what you want, you have to lower the importance. you have to take it off the altar. Treat your biggest goals like you're just going to the kitchen for a glass of water. You don't hope the water is there. You don't visualize the water. You just walk and get it. When you lower the stakes, you remove the resistance. And when the resistance is gone, the path is clear. Here is the moment where we stop talking about physics and start talking about kingship. Most of you have spent your whole life in the role of the seeker. Think about that word, seeker. It sounds spiritual, right? It sounds noble. But in the language of the universe, a seeker is just a polite word for a beggar. When you seek, you are staring at a gap. You are focused on the distance between you and your dream. And as long as you are focused on the distance, the universe will make sure that distance stays exactly where it is. To flip the switch, you have to move from seeking to choosing. A seeker asks, "Will I get it?" A chooser states, "I have decided this is mine." Do you feel the difference in your spine when you say those words? One is a question directed at a ghost. The other is a command issued to your own reality. True power doesn't feel like a lottery win. It doesn't feel like a miracle. It feels like the most natural, almost boring next step. It's the difference between a kid screaming for a toy and an adult walking into a store and buying a loaf of bread. You don't manifest the bread, you just choose it. Stop treating your goals like they are above you. Take them off the pedestal. Bring them down to the level of normal. When your dream becomes normal to you, it has no choice but to show up. You aren't asking the universe for a seat at the table anymore. You are the one who owns the room. Now sit down and act like it. So we've arrived. We've dismantled the trap, we've found the exit, and we've reclaimed the crown. But a crown is just a piece of metal until you put it on. From this moment on, whenever you feel that old, cold knot of anxiety tightening in your chest, whenever you feel yourself starting to chase, I want you to flip the master switch. It's a single sentence you say to your own soul, "I'm good either way." That is the ultimate zero-interest signal. Not because you're lazy, not because you've given up, but because you've realized that your value is non-negotiable. If the deal happens, great. If it doesn't, also great. You are a sovereign heart. Your joy is no longer a currency you use to pay for the world's approval. Today, don't go home and visualize your success. Don't write 100 affirmations. Instead, go do something that has absolutely nothing to do with your goals. Go get a really good cup of coffee. Read a book that makes you laugh. Walk through the woods until you forget you even had a problem. When you act like a person who already has everything they need, the universe has no choice but to agree with you. Stop being a standard version of a human being. Stop trying to fit into the machine. Be the bug in the code. Be the person who is so happy in their own skin that the quantum trap simply loses its grip. I'm Elias. The switch is in your hand. Now, go live a life that makes the universe jealous.